The Caribbean Community of Retired Persons, CCRP, is a non-profit membership organization for persons 50 and over, retired, or preparing for retirement. The organization was founded by Jean Laurie Chin, founder and managing director at Procom.
I wanted to do something significant, especially for those people who helped me to build my business. And when I thought about those persons, they were all seniors. It was my mother who, when I told her I wanted to start a business, she said, well, all I have in my account is $3,200 and the furniture your father died and left last year, but you can have it. And that is how the business was started. And then all the folks that had been my mentors in the previous years, Wycliffe Bennett, for Carrie Fester, Merrick Needham, Sister Bernadette, who was my principal at Alpha, was a mentor and still in touch with me at that time before she passed away a few years ago. And I said, but these are all seniors who a lot of people do not even listen to, do not even realize how much wisdom they have. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start an organization to honor seniors, to empower them, and to reinforce respect for seniors. And that was the start of CCRP. I got together some wonderful friends. They were like the foundation members of CCRP. And that was Alun Asambo and Hermine Metcalf and Sharon Dehaney Walker, wife of Danville Walker. And those three ladies really helped me to develop the program. And then we contacted Professor Denise Eldemire Shearer, who is one of the most knowledgeable people, if not the most knowledgeable person in the Caribbean, definitely, about aging. And she is actually the head of the Mona Wellness Center. And she was so happy to chair our board. What this has done, it has shown you the generosity of our elders and what they really have to offer. And I really think if Jamaica would just listen more, pay attention more. Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have. And do you know, 2 years after we were formed, it was Jamaica 50. And we decided, that was 2012, we decided that we would have a Legacy Awards. That was our first Legacy Awards. And we had a big event. 62 persons were honored for our Living Legacy Awards. And in that room, we asked our members to nominate people. And one of the people they nominated, I'd never heard of before. Her name was Mama Joy Baker. Mama Joy lived and still lived at that time on Hanover Street. And Mama Joy had been taking care of children for over 30 years. She had opened 356 bank accounts for them to learn how to save. She had literally fought off thugs who were trying to harass the little girl children on Hanover Street. She had scrubbed the floors of bars to send them to school. And when we discovered Mama Joy and we honored her that day, and she had on a beautiful red dress and a beautiful hat. When we honored Mama Joy, it was after that the government gave her a national honor. CCRP can offer seniors, people 50 and over, a major medical health insurance package for $12,500 Jamaican per annum, and it qualifies them for up to $5 million of major medical, which means surgery, MRI, anesthetist, dialysis, chemotherapy, radiation, up to 5 million. And let me tell you, we started it year before last. Actually, it's year before last because the claims have now been coming in and people have come and told us that we have saved them from poverty. Because if they had to find those monies, it would have been so difficult. And I'm very grateful to Sagicor because the claims that they've been paying out actually exceeds the premiums they've been receiving. So it is now, at this point, highly subsidized, and I want to really encourage Jamaicans to join CCRP and to sign up for this insurance, which is so affordable. But if we don't get enough people on board, the premiums may go up. So, the people who I am encouraging in particular are young professionals because they are responsible for their elders. And when your parents or your grandparents get sick and you are not able to find it, or you are going to have to go and find it from somewhere and put yourself in debt, it's just not worth it if you have this opportunity. So I want to encourage young professionals to sign up their parents. The membership fee for CCRP at this point is 1,000 Jamaican dollars per annum. We have outings. Last year we had what was called a Silver Club Vintage Party over at Devon House. And even one of our seniors in a wheelchair, you should have seen that guy rocking when that scare started, because it just brings back so many lovely memories. So I want our seniors to have a great time. We went to Milk River Spa. Oh my gosh. We had a little mentor band. And when those ladies started to dance, and guess what? Dancing is one of the healthiest things you can do for your body. So, and we had Tai Chi. We want to bring back Tai Chi again because, of course, Tai Chi is very good for your bones. So between our Sagicor health plan, our discount partners, and of course our wonderful team at Procom, I cannot praise them enough because CCRP is operated out of Procom. These are people who have served this country so well and so wholeheartedly, and I think we now need to turn around and ensure that they are happy, that they are comfortable, that they are respected, and that we do not deny ourselves the privilege of sharing their experiences and their wisdom. It's a privilege. It's a privilege to just sit down and have a conversation. It helps us to understand the context of this country.
Coming up on Caring Hands.
The purpose is to help empower older people to accept, understand the aging process, and more importantly, to live life to the fullest.
Professor Denise Eldemar Shero, Chair of the CCRP and Director of the Mona Aging and Wellness Center, is the leading authority on aging and an unwavering advocate for the elderly.
My role as the chair is to support Mrs. Laurie Chin and to make connections and to help with the other board members to execute the ideas that come to us as to what the organization can do. And these ideas often come to us from our members. So it's about finding ways with the team at CCRP to execute what people want. The purpose is to help empower older people to accept, understand the aging process, and more importantly, to live life to the fullest, no matter what restrictions they may have, whatever functional inabilities. It's about ensuring that people believe that they can live. You may need a walker, you may need a walking stick, you may have a hearing impairment, but you can still live life. And you're going to live 20, 25 years after retirement. And therefore, you can't rest and relax for that. You'll get very bored. And it's about helping older people come out of their houses. There's absolutely no activities targeting older people in Jamaica, and we as an organization saw it as a main objective to help meet that gap. On the other side, older people have increased health needs, particularly health needs, and we have also seen it as our responsibility to, one, advocate where necessary, accessibility, availability, and also to provide services through the health insurance with Sagicor. CCRP targets active older people. 90% of the Jamaican population over 60 is physically well and mentally well. So we have a lot of older people ranging from 60 to 100 who can be very active participants in everyday life. And our mission is particularly to promote activity among older people, to help older people believe in themselves, and to give them ideas as to what they can do. So we do have activities like the Games Night. We've had tours. We've been down to Milk River. It's about doing activities like that. One of the things that CCRP has been doing is trying to identify specific areas of need so as to approach areas rather than only be reactive, such as when the bus price was increased. CCRP responded to that about reducing back the elderly one. But we don't want to see ourselves as only responding to a problem or an issue. It's about identifying. So the Mona Aging and Wellness Center, of which I am a part of, did a survey way back in 2012, which we have been talking about it. So CCRP has been going through the findings of that survey, highlighting issues. That's why I was able to tell you about people are healthy or not healthy. People have a lot of chronic disease, but they're functional. We know 72% of them have a chronic disease. How do we ensure that they don't get worse? So we do a lot of seminars, health-related seminars, the retirement sort of seminars. What is retirement about? Many people can be depressed by retirement, but you have to retire. So how can we in CCRP help you? One, adjust to retirement. Two, find things to do. What are some of the hobbies you can develop? What are some of the new activities? Learning to use the computer. So CCRP is proactive. It doesn't wait for the problem. The majority of families in this country do recognize their older people, and they actually love them. The grandmother, the grandfather in many of our families is still a revered person. He or she is also a very needed person. Our younger people need to go to work. And if you go by any school at 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock, you will see who is picking up the children. Yes, there are families that don't. And we also have a fair number of families now where the young people, and of course a young person here could be 50 if you're 70, are not living here. So there are the groups of older people who don't have families here and are dependent on neighbors. And you will hear about those problems. Do we do enough at community and state level? No. That, I think, is where we have a lot more to do. I think we still need to teach more respect to our younger people about all older people, because they will have grandma or grandpa at home, but you will see them rushing past them on the street. I think we need to do more in the area of pension. I think we need to recognize what has been done in healthcare. I think, free healthcare gets a rap, but I can tell you from the 2012 survey, the older people have embraced it. And they will tell you that they don't have anything to do, so they can wait 3 hours. As one person said to me, all I have to have is a lunch money. There is JADEP, there is NHF. So I think as a young country, in terms of independence, we need to acknowledge state government efforts in the area of health. We need much, much more in education. I'd like to see us go to third age education where we have special programs for older people. And the private sector has done very little. There are 300,000 older people in this country. When are people going to recognize they're a resource? When are we going to accept their contribution to development? They all pay light bill, water bill, a lot of other things, and they are major contributors to this economy. I don't think that gets enough recognition.
Coming up on Caring Hands.
We just enjoy our company together. We feel that we are living still.
Merrill Hanson, a former president of the Nurses Association of Jamaica, now plays an active role in the organization.
I have been working with seniors for about 40 years, nearly 40 years. Because I started going to meetings at CVSS. Then I was elected to the board of National Council for Senior Citizens in 1981. And I have been on that advisory board. The board is an advisory board to the Minister of Labor and Social Security. And I have been on that board ever since I went out in 1981 when we had to resign. So I have enjoyed working with seniors. I was very elated when Mrs. Lorchin started the CCRP, because within the National Council for Senior Citizens, we're always saying, although it is a National Council for Seniors, we did not find seniors at all levels of the society joining with us. I keep saying the only time that we got, call it the upper level citizens, thinking of coming to the National Council is when we started doing the JADEP program, and then people joined up. But I've always said to the other members on the National Council, if we could only have a group that functions like the AARP in America, you know. So I was very pleased when Mrs. Lorchin started the CCRP. And so, although I had other things doing with seniors, I thought I would join, and I encouraged my retired nurses, because then I was chairman of Retired Nurses Group of Nurses Association of Jamaica, and a number of us are members of this organization. And I am very pleased at how it has been going over the years. And the CCRP is making itself known. And I come this afternoon and I look, and I really am pleased to see this is not really the general AGM, as you would call it. This is a second aspect of it. And to see so many turn up, I'm very pleased. I'm also pleased of the different interests that they have dealt with to get the group of the CCRP together. They have seminars, they have meetings, they have social events that bring seniors together. Because if you do not have that kind of, especially social events, seniors get lonely. I say, when you work in a department, whether it's government, private or public, you are somebody today, but tomorrow, you're not really anybody. You are a was. And keeping together in a group like CCRP and like my retired nurses, we just enjoy our company together. we feel that we are living still. We're not at home sitting down. So I really compliment Mrs. Larchin on how she is progressing with this group, and I think she find it very satisfactory to bring us together as seniors and to let us recognize that we still have a worth and work to do for nation building. I was very surprised and elated when the committee, the executive, decided to give me last year one of the Living Legend awards. And so I have the responsibility, and I'm very pleased of doing it, to talk about CCRP anytime. Like I said, my retired nurses, we meet once a month, and CCRP is on our agenda every month. We have to find out what is going on, who went where, and that sort of thing.
I'm just asking Jamaicans to come on board with us to support CCRP. Let us make sure that we show our wonderful elders, our seniors, how much they're appreciated. And let this be a reminder to all of us who are younger to plan for our retirement.